Hi everybody, my name is Maisy. Welcome to my channel. Today we are talking about exes. What a Venus retrograde theme. At the time that I'm filming this, we are in Venus retrograde, and it will be in Venus retrograde up until September 3rd. So this is obviously a timeless reading, but if you are watching it at the time that I'm filming, this is a really important time to be thinking about our past relationships and considering what love means to us right now. So anyway, we're getting to the exes, and we'll be talking about what they're doing, what they're feeling, whether you guys should get back together, what's going on with them in general, and kind of a reflection on the relationship as a whole. Yeah, so we have 3 cards in front of me, a crystal on each card. You know the drill. Take your time, pick the crystal that resonates with you right now, with you and this special person. And there are timestamps below, and I'll meet you at your reading. Hello everyone, welcome to your reading. This is for everyone who chose the agate here. Pretty amazing. I actually just picked this up. It's really beautiful, don't you think? I think it's crazy. Okay, so let's start with this, the identifier cards or signifier cards, whatever we want to call them. This is going to set the tone for the reading. So we have vulture reversed and buffalo reversed. Super interesting stuff. I mean, they're both purple. They're both kind of dark looking. It's just, I don't look at them before I pick them up, so it's kind of cool to see that they both mirror one another a little bit. Buffalo reverse can be like showing some sort of lack of gratefulness or gratitude, and then vulture reverse can be really aggressive, like badgering or almost like possessive or obsessive, or just kind of off kilter in a way, maybe even some gaslighting in there. But it definitely looks like this relationship didn't have the best footing in the past, and that this person might have been more aggressive in the relationship, might have been putting you in your place, we'll say, whatever that means for you, and not really appreciative of what you had to offer. And no one wants to be in that position, you know, but what you had to offer obviously wasn't good enough, and aggression and the end of the relationship came out of that. I don't even have my cards on me. Oh my gosh. I forgot them on the table. Hold on 1 second. Okay. Sorry about that. We're back. I'm not even going to edit that out. We are real time, real people here. Okay. So here are the tarot cards. We're going to start with those and kind of just dive into what this relationship was like, and you know, who you were in the relationship, who they were in the relationship, what happened, what transpired, and like whether this is a thing that you might want to try again, or maybe it's not, you know. Okay, so let's see. For group 1, oh wait, that was, I didn't mean to pick that up. That was in there. Okay. There's another one. What else does group 1 need to see? Yeah, if you're wondering about whether you should give this person another chance, there's definitely an answer here, so just please hold. I think we need one more card. Whoops. Okay. Okay, so it was this one, this one, this one, then I think it was this one and this one, then these 3 in whatever order they come. Okay, so we're going to put these over here for now. And just like lay this out this way so we have more space. All right, we have 2 of Wands reversed, the Moon reversed, 8 of Cups, 6 of Pentacles, Death, Temperance reversed, the Magician, Seven of Cups, and the Page of Swords. Okay, well, before we even get started, I think the answer is pretty clear. But we'll just go through one by one as like sort of a story narrative. The Two of Wands representing the kind of relationship that it was, or like where you were in the relationship, what kind of transpired. The Two of Wands says that the visions for the future weren't the same. So Wands for me are about the creative things in our head, like our ideas, our dreams, our visions for the future. And then whenever we have a 2 card in a relationship reading, we're obviously talking about like one person and another person. So the Two of Wands reverse can mean like we just didn't have the same goals for the future. We didn't have the same vision for what we wanted in a family or in a living situation. So for you and this other person, it could have been, for example, not wanting kids or not having a set decision about kids, set decision about where you want to live. Like one of you wants to live in the city, something along those lines. So something was, going on where like the vision of the future, like it wasn't connecting. The Moon reverse says that you two were playing it off cool. Like you knew that it was something that you had to deal with later, not necessarily right now. And so you kind of just kept putting it off and putting it off and putting it off. But I think that there's a little bit of resentment here, either from one person or from both people, on the inability to be flexible, the inability to compromise. I think one of you you were just waiting for the other person to break, basically waiting for the other person to say, okay, fine, I'll move to the city, or okay, fine, I'll have 5 kids, like whatever. And I think that wasn't happening, which ends up being where we get into this territory here, this sort of dark, possessive, not necessarily possessive, but dark, controlling environment, where one person was like, I'm right, and then it just kind of blew up in the end. I think you got to a point of no return, that's like 8 of Cups here, where you couldn't emotionally invest anymore, like you really couldn't. And even, so you were kind of backed into a corner. This is not to say that you like broke up yet. I think that there were many moments where you may have broken up and gotten back together, or just broken up and been unsure about what to do next. But 8 of Cups definitely says that there is like a break in the system, that you emotionally couldn't handle it anymore. But you gave anyway. This is kind of why I keep going back and forth. I'm like, you couldn't handle it anymore, but you gave anyway. So maybe you did break up, but you gave back in. You guys broke up and got back together. Or you just didn't tell them and you kind of just like continued to give without letting them know where you felt or where you were at. But the 6 of Pentacles is about giving. I mean, maybe you did have a child together. This could be, giving the gift of your womb, or giving the gift of your time and energy. Maybe you quit your job to be around them more. It just seems like you're giving up a lot, or someone gave up a lot in order to make this other person happy, even though the dreams just weren't aligning. Like one person was getting everything and the other person was just giving a lot. That's kind of how I feel. One person was getting exactly what they wanted, the life they wanted and everything, and the other person was just accepting and continuing to give. So that just didn't feel good at all. And that's kind of where we ended up with death here. And I think I just really am feeling like this is the arc. Right here is the middle, that's the breakup, but then this is kind of the now. This is like past, what it felt like, what it was. Death is a card of change, inevitable change, that it happens no matter what. That, it's just kind of like we're at the end of this chapter. So I think that you didn't really have any other way around it. Both of you kind of said, okay, well, we did what we could. Even though I'm not sure the other person did everything they could. But regardless, it was definitely the end of the road. So that's kind of like the X story here. And then here is like the questions. Like, what are they doing? Like, what are we thinking about? Like, do they think about me? And should we be together? Blah, blah, blah. Temperance reversed says that this definitely was like a shift or a rocky development for this person and for you. Like, having your emotions up and down like that was not easy. And honestly, it's still probably confusing to you. And that's exactly why we might see the Seven of Cups. I think even now you're still wondering why this had to happen. Like, why, why did I spend so much time giving to this one person and not receiving anything back? Like, I think the why there is, like, what is the reasoning for that? Am I totally blind? That's kind of where we're at here. Like, am I totally blind? Am I not seeing things? Like, do I need a checkup on my mental health? Because Temperance that reversed is about an imbalance in our mental health, and I think it's confusing you the most how you could have been so wrong. That's all. The Magician in general, I think, speaks to like moving on, moving upward and onward, making new plans for yourself and kind of moving forward. I don't know if this person is really like that sad. I don't know. I just don't feel like the sadness. I feel disappointment on both sides, but more on your side. I don't know if I feel like regret or sadness. I think that there's still a lot of confusion, and that person lives for confusion. Whoever this person is like, gets by through deluding others, gets by through confusing others, and enjoys being on top because they know that they can like twist things around. So I think that like having these two together, the Seven of Cups and the Page of Swords next to each other, just says to me that this is them and then that's you, and you need to be moving on and doing your own thing. The Page of Swords, I don't think that you even think that you want to get back together with this person. I think you're really just looking for clarity on like what happened and why they acted the way they did, and then like how to better yourself now, and I think the first and foremost thing is to accept that you're at a fresh start. That like we all hit bottom or, start from the beginning, press the restart button at some point, and you're at that restart right now. Pages are the beginning cards. They're not queens. They're right before it. And Swords is all about making a plan, taking action, like being decisive. So I think right now you might really embrace the opportunity to have a decisive outlook on your life, for the first time in a long time, maybe, since this person seems so controlling. Like I said, we talked a lot about control, and now you don't have any control on you. Like you are free. You can do whatever you want. That is so exciting. Like, there's no back and forth between this like power hungry, like deluding, confusing person. So I think that that's like a positive. And so what you should be doing right now is focusing on building yourself up from the ground and saying, yes, I'm on the ground. Yes, I'm working my way up, but look at how much potential that gives you. Like, you have such an open book full of possibilities. Whereas, with that other person, it could never have been that, positive and full. I think you're just really confused about this person. So I would like to pull some of these cards. They're Seasons of the Soul Oracle deck. It's just, notes from people. I'd like to see what actually, no, before we do that, okay, so we're going to use those next, but I would like to also do these astrology cards, because I think they could be helpful in identifying a little more about like who this person was and like why. So I think we're going to go with Pisces, since that one like really jumped out first. We got Pisces. What else do we have for this other person? Aries. And then for you, Taurus. I think that I think I might just take the zodiac signs. The waning crescent moon reversed came up too for the other person, which is just getting more and more full to new moon, but it's like, more and more new moonish. But it was reversed. So to me, since new moons are about like new beginnings, they're not necessarily clarity. They're more just like receding inward. This person doesn't seem to have a capability to recede inward. That's all, to me, all it says. the Aries and Pisces came up for this person, which is super interesting. They're right next to each other. It could be that this person is really soft at times, like a Pisces, but like dominates like an Aries. That controlling vibe that we talked about is so Aries, it hurts. And the Pisces thing could be really confusing if because they're close together, they could have similarities in their birth chart where they have a bunch of, maybe they're a Pisces, but they have a bunch of Aries placements, because all the planets follow the sun. So yeah, I mean, if you're looking for a birth chart on this person, you hit me up. So Pisces, Aries, super confusing person, but soft and empathetic sometimes, but most of the time just like Aries, fire, nastiness. Not that Aries is nasty. And then Taurus here, that's you, the giver. So this makes a lot of sense to me. You know, the one who nourishes and cherishes relationships and gives to the taker, which is the Aries person. I mean, that seems like a really kind of uneven partnership. Okay, now we're going to do those cards. So, like, what would they say to you? I'm just curious what they would say. What would they say to you about, like, what would their soul say about this whole thing? Well, we have, you are so special to me, which I just feel is wrong. Not wrong. I just mean, I think it feels, inauthentic is what I'm trying to say. Yes. Like, it's like, you're so special to me, you know? Mama. Like, I don't know. I don't believe it. And then I'm afraid of this love. Could be true. Could be true. I'm afraid. But, you know, I mean, we're all afraid. I just feel like they probably use this as a victimizing, like, I feel like this is really Aries, Pisces too. Like, you're so special to me. Like, they go after it. Aries goes after it, right? And then but I'm afraid comes out. And it's like the Pisces thing. It's almost victimizing. Like, I'm a victim of, you know, my past and my trauma. And, you know, we all have trauma. We all have past. But it's how we handle them afterwards, so as not to project on other people, if that's really the case, what's going on, you know. So these are advice cards. I just think that, you know, where do we go next? Like, I think, how can we let go of this person entirely? Because it seems like that's what needs to happen. So we have one. I want to pull one more. How can, like, group one let go? Okay, so we have notice predictable rhythms, and I have support. So I think that this person seems to be really manipulative. Like, it's just hard. Like, once you start, you can't stop. Once you get sucked in, it's no longer, like, you're not able to pull out. So I think that just remember the rhythms, like, just remember the patterns, and then know that you have support when you need it from, you know, people who love you, who can help you let go of this kind of toxic energy. Okay, group one. I hope that was helpful. I think that's all that we have today. And yeah, I'll see you soon. Hi, group two. Welcome to your reading for everyone who chose the clear quartz crystal cluster. It's a lot of C's. Pretty beautiful. Okay. So this is sort of like the theme card for this, or for the reading, your signifier card. We have the fox reversed. So really slippery little effer, you know, like fox is supposed to be cunning and creative and enticing and charming. That's, you know, in an upright position, that's all good things. In a reverse position like this, it can just mean that they're using it to their benefit. So honestly, to me, it feels like whatever happened in this relationship, someone wasn't being truthful or didn't share everything about their life that they should have to you. And it definitely, like, what I'm trying to say is that it doesn't have to be, although it could have been, it doesn't have to be like cheating or something, but just in general, not disclosing all. So for example, maybe they're not fully divorced from their wife yet, or maybe they have a child they didn't tell you about. I don't know. But the idea is that I'm already getting a sense that like the relationship ended based on some dishonesty or breaching of boundaries because when someone was trying to get away with something or kind of like avoid something, talking about something, and that's obviously not a good thing. So communication issue for sure. But let's just dive into our tarot cards right here and see what we come up with. Like what this relationship was, what this person was, who this person was, and how to move forward from them. Like what, and also like what would you guys be good back together and blah blah blah. Okay, so let's see for group 2, what do we got? What does group 2 need to know about this ex of theirs? Okay, those don't count. There's too many of them. What does group 2 need to know about their ex? All these are just falling right up. What does group 2 need to know about their ex? Know about this ex in particular. Okay. Okay. I think, wait, I kind of just want to pull one more card to like close off the advice that group 2 needs. Okay. All right. Well, that was certainly telling. Okay. This one came out first, then this one, then this one. I mean, this is generally right. Okay, and then these. All right. All right, so we have the Page of Swords, the Five of Wands, the Eight of Pentacles, Queen of Wands, 10 of Wands, 5 of Cups reversed, the Hermit, and the Knight of Cups, and finally the King of Wands. Okay. So I like to feel like this is a whole story arc here. So this is kind of like the relationship, the kind of breakup period, then this is the future. So the Page of Swords is you, I'm assuming. Very driven, a go-getter, really independent, doesn't need anybody, like, you know, screw dependence, like I can do it myself, you know, which is it's a very redeeming quality. You know, you're able to just handle life all on your own. And not only that, but you're young and you've got an innovative spirit. The Page of Swords is not tied down by like the hierarchy or the social norms or any of that stuff. They've got their own mind to work through. So that's really cool. I think this person was definitely drawn to you for your smarts and your ability to you know, get from A to B all on your own without, you know, any help. The Five of Wands says that there definitely were some disagreements at first. Like whenever you met, I think there were some differing views on things. Wands are about the creative parts of our mind, so like thoughts and goals and visions of the future. So it definitely could have been something along the lines of like what you want in the future, but it can also be like politics, you know. There's a lot of differing views out there in politics these days, and so I think it could have been very apparent that you two were on different sides, like from the beginning. So and it got off kind of on a tense start, especially because this person, you, are extremely stubborn and don't back down easily. So I think that because of that this other person was like, okay, we just won't go there for now, which could have led to like this situation where they just didn't tell you because it might cause a fight. It's a sensitive topic, that kind of thing. So I would definitely, we're going to keep that in mind. And then the 8 of Pentacles says that you two worked really hard in this relationship. I think that like this wasn't a bad relationship. You know, like you worked hard together to get to where you want to go. I don't think this person was being deceitful necessarily. I think they have maybe some issues with avoiding conflict and also dreaming beyond what they can fulfill. But I don't think that they're mean or like what is it called? Conniving? There you go. That's the word. Conniving. In any way, shape, or form. So you two worked really hard. I think that you were both very committed to the relationship and loyal and all that stuff. I honestly don't even think this is about cheating. I just think, avoiding something serious may have been the thing. So then I think at some point you kind of put your foot down on what you want. This could have caused an ultimatum of some sort, where this other person had to feel like felt like they had to carry the what you just laid down, carried the idea. So you turned from, Page of Swords, like innovative, creative, like independent, to Queen of Wands, like, okay, I'm now more mature and I know what I want now. I'm like, I've gotten older, I understand, I have a vision for myself. And do you fit into that? I think that's what you're asking. Like, this is my vision, I've realized, and do you fit in? And that put a lot of pressure on this person. They like almost couldn't handle it. There's just, if we're talking about wands, this person has one wand, one vision, one goal, and then this person has 10 that they're carrying, trying to understand, trying to work through, trying to process all of the things that were just laid out for them. And I think that was a little too much for them to handle at the moment. And so they may have taken the easy way out, the easier approach. I don't know, like, I don't want that. Or, yes, I can do that. You're right, I can do that. So it could have been something, I'm just trying to think of, like, it could have been like, I want to be the breadwinner. And if this is like a male-female relationship, like in the traditional sense, women can totally be breadwinners now, but like, maybe that was just not in their mind. Like, maybe they were going to be the breadwinner in their mind, so they had to grapple with that kind of idea. Or maybe this person was like, I decided I don't want kids, and then this person said, oh my God, I do. So there's, a bunch of different ways that it can happen, but I think that it wasn't necessarily an ultimatum, but it was purposefully, at least I think. It was more just like, this is where I know I need to go, and like, can you go there with me or not? I think this person probably said that they could. Well, let me think about that. The 5 of Cups, I might take that back. The 5 of Cups says, is talking about grief. It talks about grief. So this would be like a breakup. But the 5 of Cups reversed talks about like healing from a breakup or healing from grief. Or being unable to escape grief. So I almost feel like this person like said they couldn't do whatever this is. It led to like unmistakable or unavoidable grief. So breakup led to unavoidable breakup. Obviously this had to happen. And then the Hermit is all about soul searching. So right now, I mean, if this happened recently, like, this person is soul searching. You're soul searching. You're trying to figure out what you want, what you need. I do feel like this person is going to come back, the Knight of Cups, coming back with their, I can do it. I think they're going to come back and say, I'm sorry, I lied Or I'm sorry, yeah, I'm sorry I lied, but like I can do this, I want to do this, I love you. I kind of feel like they might come back. But the King of Wands reversed to say like there's some I don't know, that this person is a big thinker but isn't necessarily a granular thinker, you know what I mean? Like they don't have a step-by-step plan, or they can't really see that far ahead. So they feel a lot in the moment, but they may not register everything that they can do with all those feelings. So it could be, basically it's just saying, take this with a grain of salt, you know, continue working with it, but they may not be able to deliver everything that they promised, but I'm sure they would try. That's kind of what it says. So it seems to me like this breakup was between two very stubborn and like invested individuals who didn't really know how to handle this kind of big energy. I kind of want to know more about these two individuals, so I'm going to pull these Astro cards. Like, let's pull some for you. Who are you in this scenario? Did I get anything? Okay. Who are you in this scenario? Okay, so this is you. We're going to get to that in a second. And then I'm going to pull some for them. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's funny. Okay. Okay. There's just a lot here. I don't want to get it all mixed up, but I think we're going to stick with, I saw Mars, and so I'm going to stick with these. And then this one also came up on the ground. Okay, so to describe you, we have Eros, love, asteroid, really focused on like partnership and stuff. So I think that you are thinking about the partnership. This is not just a self endeavor. Like I think that you are really trying to look at this from everyone's perspective. We also have Saturn, the planet of rules and restrictions. So it could be that you set up some sort of foundation or rules. You're kind of the structured one. The sixth house is the day-to-day. Like, how am I going to live my day-to-day? This is your mentality, your mindset. How am I going to live that day-to-day? And third house is communication. How am I going to live my day-to-day? How are we going to talk about this? Because it needs to be said. So I think that you're just approaching this from a very pragmatic way. You could have some Aquarius placements, Virgo placements, or maybe Gemini. I just don't feel Gemini. So I would say probably Aquarius or Virgo placements going on here. Maybe Leo for you. And then for this person, we have Neptune, Pisces, Pluto, and Mars. So definitely got some like Scorpio, Pisces, and Aries energy happening for this person. And, you know, that's kind of a battle between, like, if it's Aquarius, like we said, Aquarius, Virgo, and Scorpio, Aries, like Pisces. It can be that Aries, Scorpio, and Aquarius energy can be extremely stubborn. Very big ego and very big, not very big on sharing or conformity. I don't know, like compromise. So yeah, definitely it's two strong individuals here. One very much based in like power and being confused. There's like power and confusion here, power and delusion. So feeling a lot, not knowing what to do with it. And then there's like structure, talk about it, make a plan. And so it's just like this person's trying to make a plan. That's you. This person's just like trying to live and like be and go with their feelings, whatever way that means. I think that we should pull like a word, or sorry, this is like it's called the Soulmate Seasons of the Soul Oracle. It just has like little notes about what this person's thinking. So I kind of want to know what they're thinking about you and what you're thinking about them. Okay. So for yours came up, you are magnetic to me, and then this is, I am hiding my feelings for you. Wow. This person, I think really, because we have feelings, Pisces, Neptune, you know, and then we have power, Pluto, Mars. I think this person associates feeling with power, or emotions with power. So if they give you all of their emotions, then you have the power. And I think that's really scary from them, which is why they hide their feelings, which is why they lie and say that they can't, or lie and say that they can do what you want. You know, I don't know what they did, but I mean, I honestly think it could be either way. It really has to do with you. But I think they aren't truthful, like I said from the very beginning, aren't truthful about their feelings in the moment, because they associate that as their power. And if they're giving up all of their power, then you could literally ruin them. And I think that's the scariest thing for them. I'd like to know, like, when they would, I have these like time cards, like when would this person reach back out, you know, like what's the date for group 2? Hold on, it fell. Oh wow, look, within 6 months. Okay, so I would say, yeah, within 6 months this person's going to come back and they're going to say, yeah, I can do this. I've been hiding my feelings. I should have said this earlier. I can do what you want. I should have compromised at some point. Should have released my feelings. And I don't know what you're going to say. We can pull a card for what you should say, maybe. Here. I'm going to pull, and then we're going to close with these, but I'm going to pull a card for what you should say, because I think that's probably important. Let's see. So what should you say to this person? Group 2, what should group 2 say to this person when they come back? Oh, the end. That's what they should say. It's the end. I don't know. I don't see it. It's just not picture perfect. It's like, it's just not right. There's something missing. I mean, I guess that's it. We don't really need another card. That's kind of what I feel like should be said. Something missing. I don't believe you. Like, you can't fulfill all the needs just by saying you can. That's not to say that this person, like, you know, they won't leave and say, oh no, and then come back later and then maybe you guys work something out, but definitely feels like there needs to be more time. Let's give you some more advice on how to handle this situation right now, since you're not talking, I'd assume. Well, we have make the best of it, and then we have nourish. So definitely make the best of this time to like grow and you know, get in touch with yourself, and nourish this time alone. Like it's really a good thing to, you know, to grow within yourself. This gives you that opportunity. Okay, group 2, thank you so much for being here. I will see you next time. Hey group 3, welcome to your reading. This is for the chevron or amethyst chevron people. Okay, so let's start with the theme card. This is kind of like going to give us the base for the reading and a little bit more understanding. We have mouse reversed and dragonfly. So the mouse is like really quick and cunning and, you know, fast and stuff, but in a reverse position it can mean like guided. No, like my words today have been so bad. Like there's no direction. Like they have no direction. They're lost. They're just moving from thing to thing like ADD children. And the dragonfly is sort of fluttering about as well, like unable to focus, unable to sit still even. So this person, I sense a lot of like energy in the relationship. There's like go, 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 moving, which was really fun. But also I don't think the attention was on you a lot of the time. In fact, maybe almost never. So the attention seemed to be wandering, or not wandering, I would say just like lost. This person might have been like a workaholic, for example, or just seemed to have like other things on their mind at all times, and none of those things were you. Maybe you felt a little left out. So I think that it starts with an unchartered, like unmapped sort of a sense of focus. So here, I think now we're going to go into our tarot cards and kind of see what we have about, you know, like this ex, what you guys were like together, what this relationship was like, and where to go from here, whether they're going to come back, what's going to happen. So it's our first card for group 3. Okay, group 3. What was this relationship like? And where did it end? How did it end? Okay, and then now what? Now what to do? I think this is important. So we're going to keep those 2 out especially, and then, yeah, I think that's it. I think that we're good there. Okay, let's take them. There's a lot going on here. It's definitely this one, and then these 3. All right, so we have the Fool, 9 of Cups reversed, the World reversed, interesting, 7 of Cups, 6 of Wands, 6 of Swords reversed, 2 of Wands, Lovers, and Page of Swords. First of all, the Page of Swords has come up in every single reading, so I don't really know what that's about, but all in different ways. So this is you, but in other readings, she was someone else. I don't know. It's just been interesting to see her in every single reading. Okay, so the way I've been looking at this is kind of like a story arc. This is the beginning of your relationship over here. So we have the Fool, which is a card ruled by Uranus, which is the planet of rebellion and unexpected movement and changes. So definitely this relationship was not expected. I'm sure you two had hardly met before you even got started dating. But the initial dating bit was really lovely and fun, exciting, charming even. I think that there's a lot of life, like a lot of spark in this relationship. It got going really fast and both sides were all in. So I think that's what made it easy to just dive head first, you know? So that's really fun to see. I love that. But we did get the 9 of Cups reversed in the second card, and also the World before reversed. So a lot of stuff happened from that moment onward. Like, it started off great. You two really fell in love fast, but then we started to see missing pieces of the puzzle. Like, it looked great on the outside. This person was great on paper, that kind of thing. And then all of a sudden, some things weren't checking out. The World could even mean that you two ended up getting married, going all the way, you know. And when you got there, the reason I say that is because the World is resemblant of the last chapter of the book, before we move on to the next story of our lives. So in terms of a relationship, it can mean we moved in together, you know, that's starting a whole new chapter of the relationship, or we got married, that's another chapter, or we just had a child, that's another chapter. We moved to the suburbs from the city, that's another chapter. So all these things are just new moments for the couple. And they begin with the end, you know, they begin with leaving the altar, you know, after marriage. So the World reversed makes me feel like you guys got to one of those moments, leaving the altar, stepping into your new place, you know, but it just didn't feel the way that you hoped it would feel. And that was pretty surprising and difficult for you to swallow. And I think part of that could be because this other person was like pretty distracted. Either they were distracted or you were distracted together as on your different things, like your personal dreams or goals, your personal careers, that kind of thing. So yeah, I think that from pretty early on, you knew that this wouldn't last, and you knew that you weren't fully happy and fulfilled, and yet you kind of deluded yourself into believing that you were. I think that's the 7 of Cups here. And we became one. Like I think that you continued on with it, and you like to tell yourself that everything was fine until it wasn't, you know. This is when you had to leave. The 6 of Wands Six of Swords reversed is about letting go. It's also about personal forgiveness. In a reverse position, it means that we're forced to let go of something, that we're forced to forgive ourselves for, I assume, for wasting all this time or not being honest with someone when you weren't happy. But I think it could be that you left the relationship in pursuit of like your own happiness. I think you really got lost in this relationship. It felt really fun at first, but then you stopped being who you were, and that was really hard for you. You just assumed that you would grow with this person, but I think this person grew without you, and that you kind of stayed still. Now, since these cards are really like, I don't know, emphatic or like stimulating, it could be that this person is actually back in your life, that you're wondering right now if you should continue, like if you should go for it. Most of these readings, or the past 2 readings, I would say that that person is out of their life already, like they're not speaking to them or anything. This one feels much more present, like it feels more like they reached out to you the other day, or you know, it's like, I've been doing some thinking and I think that we made a great couple. I don't know, just it seems like they kind of like have waltzed back in somehow. And I'm saying that because of the 2 of Wands here. Wands are about our dreams and visuals for the future, and the 2 of Wands in an upright position show like 2 aligning visions of the future, or 2 aligning thoughts. It's like almost like you ran into each other, like you both moved somewhere, like you both moved to the same place, and then all of a sudden you both moved to the same place, and then all of a sudden you're there together. Hold on, I'm sorry. I have like these like sticky things in my shirt. Okay, moving on. Okay, so so the Lovers, I think, really shows that intentions are pure, you know, that this is not just someone making up some stuff, you know. Intentions are pure. People are really invested in this, so I would definitely say give it a shot. I mean, the Page of Swords says that you are your own person, that you're able to be an independent thinker in this, and that you should consider giving this person another shot, or giving the relationship another shot. It's not even about the person. I think it's more about the relationship. We can pull a card on like what this person thinks about you with this oracle deck. I'm not free to pursue what I want. So it could be that they had really restrictive work schedules or restraints on them in some way, and that's why this all worked out. I mean, like, they're obviously very distracted and busy by something. You are so attractive. We need one more. Because obviously you're attractive. Okay, we have I'm hurting and I'm upset with you. So I think that maybe both sides were not heard during this breakup. You know, like I think that you totally had your reasons and those reasons were valid, but maybe maybe it should have been more of a two-way street on it. I'm going to pull like an advice card here. I'm going to pull an advice card here on this relationship and like what you should do. All right, I think, so we've got nourish yourself, nourish your body, and stop and let it all grow around you for a little while, or a little bit. So basically, I think that what it's saying is that this is coming to you. You don't have to do anything. Although when the time comes, you should definitely pursue this. I think that there's like more here to discuss and to uncover, and then it's time to get into it. I think that not everything has been said, and then maybe we need to understand it a little bit more. So the stopping and letting it grow around you could be the, yes, I hear you, thanks for your message. Like, let's circle back in a week. Like, think about this, let's circle back in a week and then have a conversation. That's kind of how I think it should be approached. Because it seems like there's a lot going on, and to have a conversation right this moment seems a little bit iffy. So yeah, if you need another reading on this, I give out personal readings. But yeah, I think that's it. Thanks, Group 3, for coming, and I will see you next time.